Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Saur Darkchylde, and welcome back to Let's Play Replay Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Last time we just started the first day of the first day trial. Had to cross-examine head nun Bikini, who said that she saw the witness. Here's the moment she killed her, the victim. Franziska filling in for the prosecution as Edgeworth is filling in for the defense attorney. It was a roller coaster of contradictions, and when we got to the end, we found that there was one idiot that was outside in the freezing cold who might be a potential witness to what he saw at the during the night of the murder. So I'm just rambling here. So let's go into the second part of this first day trial and see what we can get out of this witness. Our next witness. February 9th, 2019, 11:15 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help in any way I can.
First, about that night, you really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims you have met and talked with you in the inner temple, in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I say, yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time of the Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used that snowmobile?
There was only one key for the snowmobile. There's only one person who could have used it. Was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Iris?
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Her?
The safety of the Acolyte.
The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eyes and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Duxnim?
No matter what or who may come, I could never take a life.
As I thought. No Cyclops. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness?
During the break, the man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman wearing a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that...
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Lawrence Doxnam, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today.
Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey! Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you a subpoena, correct? Well, look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist, trying out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, viridian.
Larry, this isn't an art store, now is it?
I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope?
That's it. Thanks, buddy.
It's kinda sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence.
I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. Except all of your faces I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red! Or to put it, use a technical term, crimson-like. Ouch! Ow, 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 ouch! Ow, ouch! Stop your pathetic blabbering and testify like a man.
Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify, now!
This is too much for me.
What I saw.
I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at that bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting up for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now, aren't I, Edgy?
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else?
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite the severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people.
Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you entirely unhappy.
Well, then let us proceed with the cross-examination. And with no touching, thank you. We have to delve into... We can delve into other details at a later time. This one is obvious.
I was at the lodge up in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either.
Objection!
Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But haven't realized just how much of a nuisance you've been. That could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you trying to console me?
It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you will create.
Aw, you're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Wright to report it. Thus, he heads to the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right, me, in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. As long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That's reality with no chance.
But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this'll go especially well.
I'll ask again, then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? What I saw, part 2.
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire! But there was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint in chasing a girl. It totally burned out. Like, almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the bridge remains what... The burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never knew with that man if he could be called lucky or unlucky.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
I went to the shack around 9, and so it would have been around 10:30 p.m.
What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was being excited, I guess.
Excited? Dare I even ask?
I set the meeting time at 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, so I thought she might come early, too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end.
Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So, every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me.
This light was, of course,
Lightning! Like, kapow! Like a slap from Naomi? Honestly, a big bada boom! Gah! Or a little like that. That's more like a punch from Marina.
Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so... I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire!
seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? Hink, I was burning up as well. Oh, from the fire in my heart.
And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge?
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind.
I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness.
There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out.
Uh-huh. You said right away, but what exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on, well, I had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare.
Well, should I press him for a more Well, yes. Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to call someone. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought of doing that.
So then let's hear why you didn't.
Yeah, okay, the reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
Your very existence being a contradiction, and I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien.
But your testimony is conclusively contradictionary. The problem here is time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know? 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on the bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those.
This is much more simple. You saw lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct?
Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less.
I have a weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning struck at 10:45 p.m. You say that it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge? Meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m.
That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
That is impossible.
What do you mean?
11 p.m. is when the murder occurred at Hasakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there, in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time.
Ah, excuse me. I have an objection.
You do?
Edgy! How many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Lawrence Doxy. Ah!
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m.
The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that.
Watch your footing there, Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. For there is no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It is clearly written here in this weather report data. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m.
Which means what exactly?
Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, He did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m. But Wright did not make it until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then. What happened during these missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback.
And that was too fast for me to read. Order.
So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to the meeting, Phoenix, right? I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident?
Yes, witness. Why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
But this is Larry we are talking about. Oh, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Edgy! I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes.
I mean, really? Then say it.
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have this witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
I'm a dance nymph. I am an artist. Yes, what do you think I was doing? Sketching. I'm in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into the frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up.
I suppose artists can be strange folk.
That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice anything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it.
Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed at least the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
And what would that be?
This is a surprisingly believable story. Especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy.
Missing 15 minutes.
I'm a Dutchman. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing?
Tell us, Larry.
My name is Lawrence, get it right! Mistakes like that are what keep you from being a popular with the ladies like I am.
Just who exactly are you?
I'm Lawrence Duxnam, apprentice extraordinaire.
That's what he calls himself in any case.
Then you are an artist?
Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing.
Yet again, that's what he calls himself.
Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing?
This is a very big issue indeed.
Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped into a frenzy of art.
Sketching the burning bridge?
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. Ow! Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
This doesn't appear to be a fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
What should I do? I got a terrible feeling that the incident that this sketch could revealed. The entire world may be changed by what is depicted there.
Show it.
Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please.
Well, even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this.
Imagined what?
That Lawrence Duxnam debut would take place here today like this. Ouch! Show it now! Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Lawrence Duxnam.
Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames, I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry?
What?
The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate-looking figure?
Ah, you spotted that. I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course! Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. Oh, we have to plan our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she just injured herself flying like that?
Larry, please, answer this question next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you really claiming to have seen this silhouette of the defendant flying over the bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist.
Are you high?
The girl, oh, she's really high, up in this picture.
What was that for?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
Actually, there is one predicament here. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see.
This is some kind of a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
The witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory of foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination. By force, if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what do you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me! Now, hurry up and cross-examine him.
Okay. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering.
Objection!
Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I'm particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 and it's worth the truth. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. Well, what? What do you mean? I don't understand. A foolhardy fool, he of a foolish statement by an equality foolish foolhardily fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was! That rundown shack is quite a way from the bridge. The hood was what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Wah! It seems there is a bigger holes in this world than the one in the defense bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took the flight? What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why, you Nick? You dog!
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is denied. He too is destined to disappear. Described and discarded, hid straight into the garbage.
What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get you, completely stupefy you.
What?
What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some decisive evidence.
Decisive evidence?
Iris did indeed have come flying over the bridge, burning bridge, and I, Lord Stuxnam, shall prove it.
I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Proof that Iris flew.
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
A crystal sphere?
This one! Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers.
That sphere. Where did you find that?
Let me see. Around here somewhere. Looks about right.
And if it was half buried in the snow?
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
It's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards.
There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood!
What? Blood?
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Lawrence Duxton only a few minutes ago?
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone.
So, you went to the burning bridge?
That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway.
But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there. What you say?
I guess she went back to Hasakura Temple. She's a girl after all, She must have wanted to look her best.
Must be lovely to live in that fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point.
So, what did you do next?
I was so worried I frantically searched all over for her.
So you searched all over for her?
She was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. So when I headed out to the shack for the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so you know.
Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and kind of lost it for a while there.
You fell over yourself?
Yeah, the snow was deep and there was even a banana peel out there.
Yup, there's a stupid, and then there's Larry Butts.
The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next?
It led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow.
Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot?
Miss Elise Duxnam, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, as you can see, is a familiar looking crystal sphere.
Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ouch! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it in my brooch.
They look nothing alike! In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime.
Ah, the crystal sphere. It's gone.
What? What?
Just what does this mean?
If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris, after all. It was nothing. She was not wearing her hood, more importantly. The crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either.
That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Duxnam?
A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call it a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that! I saw eyes! And this crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I am sure you realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Stuxton was in her room on the night of the murder. There is no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation is our scatterbrains and clowns.
Why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of the murder. Yet you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case?
That crystal sphere. It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact reason that he drew this ridiculous sketch.
What?
You mean I'm the killer? Oh, no way! All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe that this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Stuxton left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped there before the crime victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of the crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can. That is the issue here. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case.
You will do that?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come to no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered.
I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that prove that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder.
Alrighty.
Take that!
This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right. If it wasn't, and if it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been gone. Game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, and let us look over at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body.
Ah!
Therefore, the crystal spear must have been dropped before the murder.
What? What? Order! Order! Order!
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff crystal spear to come loose.
What? What could that have been?
This spear, there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility to this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
The murder didn't take place in Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister was saying she saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura courtyard.
That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing!
No, it isn't. You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's incision. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from the body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
Are you forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth? At least Dachshund's body was found in Hazakura Temple. 1 foot that takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all the way?
I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is only perfectly plausible.
Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
Simple. On that snowy night, there is only one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile.
Ah!
As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body.
Order. This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense have proven something else entirely. We've shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim, Elise Dexnim, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even have to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
This witness certainly spits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is immourned. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm at this point.
Edgy, thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then they wouldn't have had the frenzy whip. Ouch! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped by you.
Was it a frenzy? This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. Ow, 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 ow. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer to the question it raises. Have his word here today he been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on a thorough investigation by both of the defense and the prosecution.
And with this, the rest is up to you, Right?
The court is now adjourned.
Oh boy. Larry, you fool. Well, looks like there's going to be more investigation to do next time in Let's Replay Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you want. Ring that bell to be notified when our next video comes out. All of this helps my channel to grow so you guys have more videos to watch. We do new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and occasionally Saturday and Sundays. Till the next video, this is Saur Darkchylde, signing off. Have a good night, folks.